Hey everybody, it's Mushroom here. It's going to be my Justice League movie video. Now I know this isn't my usual setup right here, but my chair has been forced back to the dining room, and until I get an actual chair, I'm hoping I can get one soon as possible. But whenever I do get a chair, we'll go back to the old way with the Batman v Superman posters and all that junk. But for now, we're going to be doing it down here on the floor. So yeah, I'll figure something out. But for now, we're just going to sit and chill on the floor real quick and talk about Justice League. So yes, there was a huge amount of news. And usually Monkey Justice is not an actual video, as you are seeing. It's usually a voiceover with some photos and examples of what things could look like. But unfortunately, there was just so much news, I couldn't do a voiceover, and there'd be so many edits and things I had to edit, and it would just be too much work. So I decided, why don't we just chill out here and make a video about it in Monkey Justice rather than having to do all that for this news video. Usually I'll do a Monkey Justice video if it's not too much news. Like if there's the Harley Quinn movie announcement, I'll do a video with a voiceover, but this is a huge bowl of news, so we're just going to go through it all. So let us get started. So first of all, the Justice League movie logo looks incredible. That thing is so cool. It's just, oh my gosh, it's just a dream come true. That's the best logo I've ever seen yet for a DC movie. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. Well, maybe Batman v Superman's logo too, but that's that. But Justice League, that's just really, we've never gotten a Justice League movie before, and we're finally getting a Justice League movie. We've had Superman movies, we've had Batman movies, we've never gotten Justice League, a live-action movie, so it's exciting to see that. I mean, we never got a Wonder Woman movie, or Cyborg, or Flash, but those aren't really here yet. This is, here, because the logo is here. I mean, I guess the Wonder Woman logo is already announced, and the Flash, and Cyborgs, but this is, Justice League. It's this big DC thing, right? It's the Justice League. When you say DC's biggest team, what do you say? Justice League. I mean, I guess you could say Justice Society, but it's usually the one that everybody knows is Justice League. So I'm excited for that as well. We've got a whole bunch of news to run down with villains, characters, things like that. So rumor had it on a website, I can't remember what it was called, but rumor had it that Ares and Ocean Master were going to be two villains in the movie, and that they're going to have this Atlantean Ares war or something, and the Justice League would have to get involved. No, I didn't believe that for 1 second, because it was really? You think they'd have Ares, the Wonder Woman, as the Wonder Woman villain, and with Ocean Master as the Aquaman villain, although a lot of people think it's going to be Black Manta, and James Wan said there is going to be multiple villains in that movie, so I guess they could be both Ocean Master and Black Manta in that movie. Who knows for sure? So that'd be exciting. But I just really, and I'm wearing my Justice League shirt, so I was like, you know what, I'm hyped for that. I think that multiple villains in DC movies would be great, but as most audiences know, that doesn't usually work. We've had Lex Luthor in Doomsday. We had Crossbones and Zemo in Avengers, or not Avengers, Captain America Civil War. That didn't work either. I mean, I felt like Crossbones was really barely even in the movie. And when before I saw Civil War, it was all this news about Crossbones being the villain. And it's I don't think Crossbones was ever going to be the villain. And then we get there and it's Zemo, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Multiple villains in superhero movies probably don't work as much as they would have. So I think that, from both Batman v Superman, Captain America Civil War, and other things like that, I just feel like it didn't work. Now, X-Men Apocalypse had Psylocke, and Storm was a villain for a little while, and it had Angel, and then also had Apocalypse, and Magneto was kind of a villain. But that's different. I mean, it's kind of those are cameos, basically, because Psylocke barely had any lines at all. She's, even though I loved Psylocke in the movie, and I want her to be in multiple movies now, it's kind of she wasn't even in there. Angel, barely even in there, too. Storm, ended up turning up to a good guy, so it didn't really matter. And then Magneto trusts Charles again, so I don't know. But that's just kind of a different story. But when you have something like Civil War and Batman v Superman, that's the story that I'm talking about. There's 2 or 3 or, how many villains they want to put in. Just doesn't work. So I knew that Ares and Ocean Master weren't going to be the villains. The villain confirmed is Steppenwolf. We know that for sure now. I don't know about it. I don't feel like that's... I'm not with it. I don't think that's what I would have wanted from a Justice League movie with Steppenwolf. The whole point of comic book movies, in my opinion, is you gotta show off the lesser-known characters. Look at Guardians of the Galaxy. That's huge, because it's just, those are characters not a lot of people knew, and now they're everybody knows who they are. So that's what I want out of comic book movies. But with Steppenwolf, it's kind of I don't know if DC movies are ready for that, because Marvel waited to do their lesser known characters. And for me, it's like, I don't want to copy Marvel. DC wants to be its own thing, and I want it to be its own thing. I'm a huge DC fan. Like, Marvel? Who the heck are they? Like, that's what I feel about DC right now. But to me, they should at least take Marvel's note on that, is that you gotta do the more known characters first. And I feel like Darkseid is known enough. I mean, maybe not a lot of people know him, but he's known enough to be the main villain. And I feel like if they're gonna do Steppenwolf, what's the point of doing Darkseid? Because it's like, I don't know. And then, because also Justice League Part 1 is no longer a Part 1. It's going to be Justice League and then the sequel of Justice League. So it's kind of like Darkseid in the sequel, or the Darkseid, or sorry, not the Darkseid, but are the Justice League movies just going to be New Gods and Apocalypse? Like, what? So I feel like they should have just done Darkseid instead, because also Steppenwolf in the Batman v Superman deleted scene was all like, "Rah!" Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's doing his scream with Lex Luthor in there, and it's like, that's our villain? Really? I mean, it would make sense if they did Steppenwolf in the comics, like an actual, like, person, right? Like with a face, like a human face looking, But instead they do the monster thing? I don't know. Again, I don't feel it. I definitely don't feel Steppenwolf for the movie. They can change my minds. They can totally change my minds. But it's kind of like, I don't think so. I mean, yeah, I don't think I like the villain at all, Steppenwolf being there. I'm gonna have to see a trailer first. Because, like, with Doomsday, he's a monster too, right? But Lex Luthor was the main villain, like, behind Doomsday. Doomsday was the addition, right? But when you have someone like Doomsday, like Steppenwolf, not a human face, not like a face, not an actual actor, when you have that, like, the monster is the villain of your movie, it doesn't really, it's like the whole time, it gets kind of annoying. So I feel like that's going to be something that they have to change my minds on before I get excited for Steppenwolf in the movie. Now, next up, Amber Heard. Why Warner Brothers? Why you gotta go with Amber Heard? Okay, so Amber Heard apparently, I can't remember her name now. Deborah Snyder, who I think is the wife of Zack Snyder. I don't know that for sure, but she has the last name. So Deborah Snyder has confirmed that Amber Heard will be playing Mera in Justice League. Why? Why does she have to play Mera? Amber Heard is so, trending right now because of the big divorce with Johnny Depp, and that she's suing Johnny Depp or something like that, and like they're having this horrible thing about like domestic abuse with Johnny Depp. I don't think Johnny Depp would ever hit someone. I don't think he would ever do that, just because he's a very private, quiet guy. I don't think he would ever really lash out. I mean, he could. I mean, no one really knows for sure, but I don't think he would. So I think that Amber Heard's kind of ridiculous right now. Plus, she's like the whole thing with the dogs in Australia. Like, I don't like Amber Heard. I think she's kind of like, to me, she kind of seems immature a little bit for the career, for the industry right now. I think like she's like this whole relationship with Johnny Depp. I think she has been in a few movies, but I only heard of her when she was married to Johnny Depp. So it's kind of like, you really want to go with her, Warner Brothers? I mean, they could have gone with anybody else. Like, I don't know any actresses off the top of my head that could play Mera, but like maybe they could have hired the girl who's in what was it? The Barbarian movie with Jason Momoa? I can't remember that for sure. That wasn't Amber Heard. That was like somebody else, right? I don't know. And then like, if Rachel McAdams wasn't in Marvel, maybe they could have hired her like to be Mera, but she's in Doctor Strange now. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like another actress that's kind of experienced, that's been in movies before, that can really fit with Jason Momoa. And I don't see Amber Heard in that. I feel like, again, she's a little immature for the industry right now. That's just what I think. I think she needs to get her stuff together and mature up a little bit and really get the whole business side of it and not have the whole Johnny Depp drama before she enters the industry in Warner Brothers in the DC movies. DC, even though Batman v Superman wasn't a hit with everybody, Warner Brothers and DC, like, their universe is still a heavy hitter. They're going to have multiple people coming in here, and I don't want Amber Heard to mess up the Aquaman movie just because she's not ready yet for the industry. So that's just what I have to say about Amber Heard being Mera. Now, let's talk about William Dafoe, an actor I am so excited for. I love William Dafoe. I love him in everything he's in. He's hit not only the gaming industry with Beyond Two Souls, which he was fantastic in that game, and not only with the movie industry with the Spider-Man movies, which he was also fantastic in, but now he's hitting the DC movies in that industry, in that part of the industry. And I love it because J.K. Simmons was with Marvel and William Dafoe, and now it's like, sorry Marvel, you don't need them anymore. Let's move those legendary actors to this side. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's going down, because those are two of the biggest, like, Marvel names from back in the day, is J.K. Simmons, who do you know him as? J. Jonah Jameson, and then it's William Dafoe, who do you know him as? Green Goblin himself. So it's like, yes, we're finally getting them over into the DC universe to see what they can do over there. Now, William Dafoe has been confirmed as, I can't remember his name, Vulcan from the comics, I think his name was Vulcan or Vulcan or something like that. I don't really know too much about the Aquaman mythos, but he is Vulcan, I think is his name. He is a character that's involved with the Aquaman storyline, so we're going to get him heavily in Atlantis. I don't know. It would have been interesting to see him, because a lot of people had guessed he was going to be Harvey Bullock, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I think he would make a good Bullock, and a new, interesting Bullock, because we all know Zack Snyder loves to do new things. Like, he wants to do new stuff. Hold on. He wants to do new stuff with the DC Universe, so that's what I would have expected. It was to him put William Dafoe in the Bullock storyline. But I think I can see him in Atlantis, too. That's interesting. Although, I probably would have made him Bullock to not make him a throwaway character, so that way he could have returned in the Batman movies, because if you're going to hire William Dafoe, hire William Dafoe. Like, that's a huge actor in the business. Hire him. Make him known across all the movies. Although I definitely think he's going to return in the Aquaman movie, but still. But I'm really excited to see what the heck happens with William Dafoe in the Aquaman storyline. So that's also interesting, and I'm excited for him as well. They didn't say anything about J.K. Simmons, but that's pretty much, we don't really need to talk about him as of this time. Now let's talk about the Justice League themselves. We've been waiting, so let's talk about them. What's going on with Justice League, the movie, and the production, and all the characters? Well, right now, people have tons of outlets, tons of media outlets, have visited the set of Justice League, and they said it's a complete change from Batman v Superman. They said the tone of the movie is supposedly a 180. Like, it's no longer a dark cinematic universe. It's no longer brooding. It's going to be a lighter tone. I think I want to match it with the tone of the Avengers, or like X-Men First Class, something along the lines of those tones. I would put Justice League in that area. Either like First Class, kind of like their third act when all the X-Men fighting each other, in there with Angel, like all the Banshee, all the characters, all in that movie. I'd rather change it to that tone, or the tone of the first Avengers movie. That's what I would make the tone of DC's Justice League movies, because it's, because the brooding thing doesn't work with everybody, so I feel like the Avengers tone is kind of like a balance. Like, you can do half of the dark stuff that you did to keep it similar, and then, like the other half Avengers tone. Like, that's what I would put it as in terms of tone, and Ben Affleck says it's completely changed, everything. I just bit down on my tooth. Oh my gosh, that hurt. Everything's going to be changed, everything's going to be different, it's going to be like a whole new thing, a whole new tone. The media is spinning it to be this 180 thing, that the Justice League movie won't be anything like Batman v Superman, and that'll be so different. So that's good. I'm excited for that. Again, I would probably put it either X-Men First Class or an Avengers tone. That would be a really nice tone for a Justice League movie, and I'd like to see that happen. So that's really cool as well. And all the actors are excited. Rick Famuyiwa, who is the director of the Flash movie, visited the set of Justice League, and that was really cool too. So everybody in the whole DC family is actually really excited for this movie. I am too. So I feel like the tone is going to be different, and I feel like that was Warner Brothers yelling at Zack Snyder. They were like, hey, fix this movie universe or you're out. So I feel like that's something that I would also feel like is going to be really great for Justice League as well. Now, Justice League, I'm excited for the movie, but let's talk about the characters themselves. What they're going to be wearing, the suits, the costumes of the characters. They did a whole thing on them. So Wonder Woman's costume, let's start with her first, because she's obviously the best of the Justice League right now. Or at least as we've seen. I mean, I love Wonder Woman. I love Gal Gadot. So Gal Gadot's going to be wearing the same Wonder Woman suit. She's going to be wearing the same suit, but they're going to change it a little bit to make it more comfortable. Apparently, she was not comfortable at all filming Batman v Superman. And I don't blame her. I mean, look at what she's wearing. Like, she's wearing, like, this, like, metal-y, skirt-looking, weird, like, uncomfort thing. So it's like, look at what she's wearing. I think that they're probably going to find it to be more comfortable for her. I mean, Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, gets to wear this, like, kind of leather suit, but it doesn't seem comfortable. Scarlet Witch, Elizabeth Olsen doesn't wear anything too uncomfortable, I think. So why does Gal Gadot have to suffer through the same thing? So they're going to fix it. But not only that, but they're going to make it more colorful. They're going to make the suit more vibrant. So we're going to see that more of that red, gold, blue situation. And I like that. I think that a lot of people complained that the suit wasn't vibrant enough in color. So I think that that's going to be really interesting as well. So that's the Wonder Woman suit. Now Batman is going to be wearing two different suits. What? Yeah, he's gonna be wearing 2 different suits in the movie. One of them I think is going to be one of them is going to be a new suit, but it's going to have the same bat symbol from Batman v Superman, and it's going to be a blue-toned suit. That's interesting, because we haven't gotten a blue bat suit before in live action. I don't think we have. And Batman has worn blue before. So that's going to be really interesting to see in the movie. And also what they're going to do with it. I think it's going to be really cool to see him wear blue, because we've never gotten a blue bat suit before. So how they're going to mix it and change it up, I don't know, but I think it's going to be really cool to see. Obviously, Batman's going to have the same suit in Suicide Squad that he had in Batman v Superman, but when Justice League comes, he's probably going to give himself an update, so that's going to be really nice to see what they come up with for the suit themselves. Also, you know, I don't know if the bat suit from the first movie was comfortable or not. Apparently, they had to have the zippers so that Ben Affleck could go to the bathroom, like with the bat suit. They had to have a zipper, so that's good. That's a good feature, because Christian Bale had to like go in his bat suit because he didn't have, like, it was so big and bulky he couldn't get out of it. So that's good. But I'm excited to see what they do with his suits as well. And then this other suit, I guess, is supposed to be some kind of armored looking. I don't know, maybe, who knows for sure. But there's supposed to be another suit, so that's cool. Henry Cavill, nothing on Superman. He does not have any updates, although hopefully they give him the solar suit from the comics. That would be really cool. But they did say that Henry Cavill is going to be having longer hair. So I don't think that means that he's going to be having long hair, right? I think he's going to have hair all the way down to here, because in this comics we know that when Superman came back, he had that long Tarzan-looking hair. He could have that, or he could just have the longer hair that he had originally, so who knows for sure. But that's going to be really interesting to see later on, like if they're going to do the solar look for Superman. I'm excited for that as well, the black suit. So I'm excited for that. Then we also have, of course, Cyborg. He's pretty much going to look like how he did in the concept art, the one arm, metal arm thing, and then the rest of the Cyborg suit. So I'm not going to get too much into him. But the Flash. Let's talk about that Flash, though. Ezra Miller is going to be wearing 148 pieces of the Flash suit on him. Like, that's how much it's going to be. 148 pieces. And they said it took about 8 months to make the suit, I think, or like somewhere along in there. 8 months? That's a long time to make a suit, guys. And they make multiple suits for the movies, because like if they break or if there's like they need another suit, that they make multiple suits. I mean, Ant-Man had tons of suits. All the Captain America suits, like there's tons of suits for every superhero movie. So I'm excited to see how they come up with that 148 pieces. They said it's going to have like some metal wiring on it. It's going to be a little bit more armored. They're going to have the Flash symbols and all that. It's going to be like the helmet and stuff like that. So that's what it's going to be. So it'll probably look how it did in the concept art, but also I think it's going to be more of an Injustice-themed suit. So that's exciting as well. So I think I talked about everybody except for Aquaman, and I'm not really excited for Aquaman's suit. So they said it's going to be vibrant. It's going to be more of the gold-green that we wanted, right? Instead of that kind of darker, thing. I think that all the suits are going to get more of a vibrant update. But is that his suit is going to have... He's going to have the scales of Aquaman, obviously, but he's going to have these types of jeans, basically. It's going to be like these pants that are like a comfortable fitting pant, and that's going to be this type of like jean substance. So he's basically going to be Aquaman with jeans. I don't know. And then he's going to have the Aquaman symbol on his belt. So I guess it's good. I don't know how I feel about it. Like, it's going to be some kind of like type of jean. So that's pretty cool. I don't know how that's going to work, but yeah. And then they're also going to be in, he's going to have the scaly look and then the colors, like I said, so it's going to be really cool as well. So that's basically the Justice League themselves, the characters and what they're going to be wearing and all that stuff. I'm excited. It's going to be really nice. The synopsis was released for the movie. It tells you that Batman and Wonder Woman are going to be recruiting everybody, like in the Batman v Superman in the final part of the movie, and that they're going to be going up against Steppenwolf. But they didn't say that, but they're going to be going up a new threat, and we obviously know that it's confirmed to be Steppenwolf. So all of this news, what do you guys think about all of this news? It's so much. We have the logo, Amber Heard, William Dafoe. We have the suits and everything they're going to be wearing, the set visits, the tone. We have Steppenwolf. We have, the logo. Like, did I say the logo? I'm pretty sure I said the logo. But we have all this awesome stuff thrown into one day. That's cool. That's amazing. I'm excited to see what they do. Again, not too big on Steppenwolf and Amber Heard. They're going to have to warm me up to both of them. But I'm excited to see where they go with them, because if they are really great and I do end up liking them, then it's going to be really cool to see where they go from then. But what do you guys think about that? Do you guys like all the news? Comment down below. And are you guys excited for Justice League as well? Links up to my other Monkey Justice videos. Links down there to my Twitter, Instagram, Vine, vlog channel, and Sim channel. Don't forget to like and favorite this video Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.